तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति 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 ॐ कपिलाय नमस्तस्मै येनाविद्यो दधौ जगदिमग्ने आरुण्यात् साङ्ख्यमयी नौरिव विहिता प्रतरणाय ॐ शान्ति 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 45th Karika. We have completed the 8 effects of Bhava Srishti, starting from Dharma, Adharma, Vairagya, Vairagya, Ishvara, Anaishvarya, Jnana and Ajnana. So this 8 parts are the efficient cause for Bhava Srishti, intellectual creation. We can say these are the contents of all the karmas. Whatever karma we have, it comes in any of these categories. Now, Karika 46, the creation of buddhi, again classified. Esho pratyaya sargo viparyaya shakti tushti siddhyakhyaha. गुणवैषम्य विमर्दा तस्य च भेदास्तु पंचाशत् एषो प्रत्यय सर्गः एषा प्रत्यय सर्गा. So this is pratyaya sarga. So we know already what is this pratyaya sarga is. Pratyaya means knowledge or buddhi. Sarga means creation, the intellectual creation. Viparyaya ashakti tushti siddhyakhyaha. So these are all the forms. They are talking about some psychological points. So viparyaya ashakti tushti siddhyakhyaha. So they are termed as viparyaya, ignorance or misunderstanding, called viparyaya. Superimposition is also called viparyaya. Ashakti, incapacity or inability to do things what we want to do. So tushti, tushti is a kind of satisfaction. It is not in good sense. Here it is as an obstruction for the sadhana, tushti. And then siddhi, achievements, accomplishments. So Viparyaya, Ashakti, Tushti, Siddhi. The names when we see like Tushti and Siddhi seems to be good, but it is good, not in good sense, that we will learn later. So this is an obstruction for sadhana. Guna Vaishamya Vimardat. Again it is said, the Guna Vaishamya Vimardat, from the conflict of the gunas in unequal degrees. The Guna Vaishamya. Vaishamya means unequal, not in equal degrees. So the strength will be different in each action. So by sattva, when we does something, if it is not supported by other sadhanas, other means, then it is weak. So you cannot continue the sadhana strongly. Similarly, rajas and tamas. So this is guna vaishamya vimardat. It is conflicted or obstructed by unequal degrees of strength of these three gunas. So this is the manifestation what we know about. And tasya cha bhedastu panchashat. Now of these four, Viparyaya, Ashakti, Tushti and Siddhi, their various forms altogether 50, that we will count later one by one. 50 different are there. So these are all connected to sadhana. From here what we are going to discuss. So tasya cha bhedastu panchashat. Panchashat is 50. So the creation, all creation will come. So this is the classification here. Now pratyaya sarga, creation of buddhi, we see in 46 and 48 there is a small chart. So first one is ignorance, incapacity, complacency, accomplishment. And types of ignorance. We have 5 types of ignorance that we will discuss on 47th Karika. So because in 46 it is said the various forms of these 4 are total panchashat, 50. So out of them, the Viparyaya, the first one, ignorance, has 5 forms, 5 different forms. Tamas, it is named as tamas, and we can see a peculiar names here. We are not very familiar with these names because this Sankhya Darshana nowadays not very famous because of too much filled with these theories, full of theories. So therefore, people are bored to learn this. But when we learn the other darshanas, we need this because based on this there are so many developments. So tamas, that 5 types of ignorance, we will see in that 47th Karika. One is called tamas, that is false ignorance. And it's named as tamas. Now the second one is moha. Now moha normally translated as illusion. Illusion, misunderstanding, and all those is called attachment. Too much attachment is also called moha. But here it is different. Here the moha is egotism. Ego is the moha here. Now mahamoha. The mahamoha is passion. Mahamoha. Tamisra, aversion. That is Tamisra. This name is Tamisra. How Tamisra? We will discuss something. It's all different kinds of tamas. Andhadamisra, attachment to life, fear of death. This is called Andhadamisra. Because fear of death, whatever we do in our life, we are attached to that. Or attachment to the body, attachment to the food, attachment to the house, and whatever we do, because of this fear, that is called attachment to the life, Andhatamisra. So in Yoga Sutra it is said Abhinivesha. Avidya, Asmida, Raga, Dvesha, Abhinivesha. So Yoga Sutra has good names. Similar thing, you can connect with that. So Avidya is called the first one, Tamas. Avidya, Asmida comes Moha, Asmida as the ego. And Raga is passion. It is called Mahamoha here. And Dvesha is Tamishra, aversion. And Abhinivesha is Andhatamisra. So the next Karika. Panchaviparyaya bheda bhavandya shaktischa karana vaikalyat. अष्टाविंशति भेदा तुष्टिर्नवधा अष्टधा सिद्धिः all those variations are enumerated here. Now how many you can count and calculate? All total 50. So we have 5 kinds of viparyaya bhetaha. So 5: avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. Here it is called tamas, moha, mahamoha, tamisra, andhatamisra. So these terms you can see in all the texts like Mahabharata, in some of many of the Puranas. So these terms are used, Sankhya's terms. So Pancha Viparyaya Bhetaha Bhavanti. Ashaktischa Karana Vaikalyat Ashtavimshati Bhetaha. So Ashakti, incapacity, Karana Vaikalyat, because according to the instruments by Indriyas, the defect of the instruments. So according to that, Ashaktischa Karana Vaikalya. Vaikalya means defect, some problem or some, you can say some disease or something like Karana Vaikalya. Ashtavimshati Bhetaha. There are 28 variations are there. Tushtir Navadha Ashtadha Siddhi. Tushti is by 9-fold. Navadha. When we say Navadha is 9-fold. So 9 tushtis are there. And then Ashtada Siddhi, 8-fold accomplishments. So these total, when you get 5 plus 28 plus 9 plus 8, total 50. 50, okay. So now to understand this, we go to see Appendix 3. So I have given there. You have to refer that. Defects of the Indriyas. What we here he said, defect of the Indriyas. So 9 complacencies and 9 accomplishments. So these are totally 28 types of ashaktis, incapacities. Later it will come, again we will discuss that. And then Tushtir Navadha. Yes, in the down you can see 9 types of tushtis. Then 8 accomplishments. Reasoning, verbal instruction, studies, removal of 3 types of dukkhas. This is all are there. This is all helpful for sadhanas connected to that. Now the next Karika 48. This is all enumeration of all the divisions. Bhedastamaso ashtavidho मोहस्य च दशविधो महामोहः तामिश्रो अष्टदशधा तथा भवत्यन्धतामिश्रः. Now divisions of this ignorance, there are 62. Again the 5 are divided, subdivided into 52. So you see, Vedas Tamaso Ashtavidha. The first one was tamas, no? So tamas has 8-fold manifestations. Mohasya cha dashavidha. Bhedas tamaso ashtavidho mohasya cha. For moha, the second one, ego also has 8-fold. And dashavidho mahamoha. So 10 type of mahamoha, passions. Tamisro ashtadashatha. And 18, the tamisra. Aversion is 18. Dvesha. And then Bhavati andhatamisraha. Andhatamisra also 18. Now we will try to understand what these are. So tamas, which is a technical term used for avidya, the false knowledge. Okay, that is translated here. It is 8-fold. And then how it is 8-fold? This all this connected with the indriyas and then the vishayas outside. And moha, which is technically for asmita, I-ness, Ashta Ishvarya. So it is all connected to Ashta Ishvarya. So now the first one, 8-fold, is connected to Ashta Prakritis. So we have 8 Prakritis. Ashta Prakritis. Ashta Prakritis, which are they? Ahankara and Prakriti. So Ashta Prakritis. So it is connected to Ashta Prakritis, and then the manifestation of they, what are there. That's all connected to them. So now Ashta Prakriti, this person is attached to each Prakriti. He has no idea what is Pancha Tanmatras. He has no idea what is about this Ahankara or intellect or buddhi or Prakriti. So therefore, the discrimination is not there. He does not understand what is this Ashta Prakriti is. So he is attached to that. So therefore, that is called tamas. That is avidya. So avidya is based on all these Ashta Prakritis. Similarly, the moha, the ego is also. Ego is connected to Ashta Aishwaryas. Ashta Aishwarya. So he is attached to each of the objects, and then this Ashta Aishwarya is mentioned in as Aishwarya Siddhi. Ashta Aishwarya is very famous. So he is attached to that. He wants to achieve that, and the person when he likes to achieve something, he has some feeling of ego inside. If I want to achieve something, so that ego will come to me. So I want this object achieved like that. So therefore it is connected to ego and Ashtaishwarya. So that he thinks that I have so much of power. The Aishwaryas are mentioned as different kinds of power. So Ashtaishwarya is moha, the eightfold. And then tenfold of this Shabdadi Vishayas. The third one, Mahamoha, passion. Passion towards Shabdadi Vishayas. Now we have 5 objects: sound, touch, smell, and all those 5 objects. 5 objects of Divya and Adivya. Divine in heaven, we have 5 objects. When we go to heaven, we enjoy 5 objects there. And in this world. So in this world we have 5 objects. Here also he is attached with 5 objects, and he is doing karma for heaven, and he is attached to 5 objects there. So whenever he takes new birth, he wants to have these 5 objects. That is the meaning there. So Divya is connected to 10. Otherwise we can take 5 Jnanendriyas and 5 Karmendriyas. Then also the 10 objects will come accordingly. But here in many of the commentaries they are mentioning this Divya. Divya means here in this world is called Adivya, and the other world which is called Divya, divine. So this is tenfold. The passion is connected to that. Then comes Tamishra, Ashtadashatha, the 18-fold of Tamishra. Tamishra is aversion, Dvesha, Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Dvesha. So Dvesha is together with this 10 plus 8. So 8 Ashtaishwaryas and 10 this Divya Bhogas. So what is said in Moha and what is said in Mahamoha. Both together 10 plus 8, 18. They are called Tamishra. Ashtadha, Tamishra. Ashtadashada, Tamishra. And then comes the last one, 18. Tadha bhavati andhatamishraha. The andhatamishra is also similar. The last one, which is the fear of death. Attached to the life, attachment to the life. How we are attached to the life with the objects? Because we want to protect all the objects for the sake of life, all the enjoyment for the sake of life. So therefore this is called abhinivesha, the blind attachment to life without knowing. Technically the term can be said as abhinivesha. In Yoga Sutra it is said. So abhinivesha is here it is andhatamishra. Andha means blind, and tamishra means attachment, blind attachment towards life, and always want to protect all these objects. Whatever he got for enjoyment, he wants to protect. Like if we got a cloth to protect our body, we want to protect this cloth for the sake of our life, for the protection of body. Why we want to protect the body? Because we have the fear of death. If something happens to the body, then what would happen? So this is all connected. Why we eat? To nourish the body. Why we want to nourish the body? Because if we don't eat, we will die. So everywhere it is connected. Therefore, all the objects they are connecting to this Andhadamishra. It is very dangerous in this sense that we are blindly attached to the object without discriminating its character or how it is connected, from which karma is come, nothing. We just want to protect our life. So therefore we are using all this. So these are the subdivision of the 5 ignorances. These are all considered as ignorances. Now next Karika, incapacity is subdivided. So this we already saw in the appendix 3. So incapacity is subdivided as 28. एकादश इंद्रियवधाः सह बुद्धिवतैरशक्तिरुद्दिष्टा एकादश इंद्रियवधाः सह बुद्धिवधैरशक्तिरुद्दिष्टा सप्तदशवधा बुद्धेर विपर्ययात् तुष्टिसिद्धीनाम् सप्तदशवधा So एकादश इंद्रियवधाः सह बुद्धिवतैरशक्तिरुपदिष्टा उद्दिष्टा. The defects of the 11 indriyas. So 11 indriyas you know. So ekadasha indriya vadha. Vadha means defects. Some diseases, inability for action. So ekadasha indriya vadha. Together with defects of the buddhi. Now if Indriya is defected, if some Indriya has some defection, some problem, then the buddhi also has that problem. If eyes cannot see, then that particular knowledge is not there in the intellect. So the perception is not there. Therefore, out of this 11 Indriya vadhas, defects of the Indriyas, comes the 11 defects of buddhi. That is what it is said. Ekadasha indriya vadhaha saha buddhivataihi. Without intellect it cannot work. So here the intellect means the mind is separated. So the knowledge conceived from there, it is intellect. Intellect called there. Ashaktihi, disabilities, incapacity. Uddishtaha, the pronouns it is said like that. 17 defects, saptadasha vadhaha buddhe viparya tushti siddhina. Now 17 are there with the viparya of opposite of tushti and siddhi. So that we all seen in the appendix 3, you see the 9 and 8, 11 defects of the indriyas. So we have this eye have blindness and ear has deafness, and like that we have 11 defects. It is translated there. And this is obstruction for sadhanas. If any of these indriyas have any problem, the mind will not work. And then non-complacencies are like that, opposite of this. The non-nature, non-means, non-time, non-luck, all this. So we will discuss that in the next Karika. What are the adhyatmikyaha prakriti upadana kala bhagyakya. So stushtis, the next Karika, 15th Karika it says. So opposite of that is called ashakti, absence of that. And similarly, the accomplishment, reasoning, verbal instruction, study, and all these are called accomplishments, siddhis, ashta siddhis. This ashta siddhi means ashta sadhanas. They are all sadhanas, good sadhanas. And absence of that or opposite of that is called ashakti. If you cannot verbally know or understand the shastras, that is inability. You cannot do a sadhana. If you cannot study, so that is also a problem. And all these are called ashaktis, what the word meaning says. The opposite of that. So non-reasoning, non-verbal instruction and all those are there. So we will discuss this in next Karika. What are the tushtis and siddhis. So saptadesha vadhaha buddhehe. Imperfection or whatever we can say, this is all what we say. Viparya tushti siddhina. The viparya, you see the word viparya in Karika, many places it is used with the different meanings. Sometimes it is ignorance, sometimes to say opposite. Viparya. Viparya tushti siddhina. Now we will see what are this tushti and siddhi. It's all enumerating, nothing is there. So whatever translated, it is there. So why we are saying about this, that we will understand later, after this calculation. Adhyatmika chadasraha Prakrityupadana kala bhagyakhyah Bahya Vishayo Paramat Pancha Navatushtayo Bhimataha. The complacency is, or we can say contentment, tushti. It is divided into two parts, adhyatmika or bahya. So adhyatmika, you know, is connected to self. It is regarding the self. It is called adhyatmika. So regarding the self, we have four kinds. Chadasraha. Four. They are termed as Prakriti, Upadana, Kala and Bhagya. Now, Prakriti we know, Prakriti as nature, the ultimate cause. What it is not doing any sadhana. If somebody asks, why you are not doing sadhana? He says, you see, everything is done by Prakriti. So I am waiting for it. Prakriti will do something for me because everything is produced from Prakriti, managed by Prakriti. So I am not doing any sadhana from my side. Prakriti will bring sometimes, but the natural will do. So this is what the tushti here is. Thinking that he is not doing any sadhana or any activity. He is waiting, let Prakriti bring all the achievement to him. That is called Prakriti Tushti. Thinking that. So this is, we have to understand from the commentaries. He is only summarizing it, all this. So now he is satisfied with that. If somebody is doing that, he will not achieve anything in his life. So therefore, many of the sadhakas are like that. They will do something and after that they wait. Everything will happen. God will give. We pray to God and instead of Prakriti, we pray to God and wait. Let God bring everything to us. So this is not good. That is what it says. It's an obstacle. So you cannot wait for Prakriti. And then comes Upadana. Upadana means material or material cause. It's called Upadana. Similarly, is reliance on the material cause. That material cause one day will develop into accomplishment. So I will get some material cause one day and then I will do this. So I wait for that. So waiting for material cause to form its different manifestations. So this is called Upadana Tushti, relying on Upadanas, all the Upadanas. Then normally we talk about Kala, time. So we will say, no, the time will come, then everything will be all right. So this is called Kala Tushti. But they are not admiring this. They say this is not good. So you wait for Kala because there is no Kala for Sankhya. But people say everything, the time will bring everything, and when time comes, everything will happen. So we wait for time. So waiting for nature to do, waiting for material cause to manifest its own, and waiting for time to bring everything for him. So this is Kala Tushti. Then Bhagya. So we all know Bhagya, luck. So we have word like Prarabdha. Nowadays people say Prarabdha. We don't know what is Prarabdha is. But they just say Prarabdha. Yes, everything Prarabdha brings. So luck. But luck has nothing to do with that. So you have to do some effort. You cannot wait for luck to come. So Bhagya Tushti it is called. So now these are obstacles, impediments of the sadhana. Therefore it is called Tushtis. Bhahyaha Vishayoparama. These four Tushtis are Adhyatmikas, connected to self. So it all the thinking connected to mind. Then comes Bahya Vishayoparamad Pancha. Withdrawing from the senses. That is, there are 5. So it is like laziness. It's a kind of laziness. He is not attracted to any of the objects. Not because of awareness or in good sense, but because of laziness. So Bhakya Vishayoparamad Pancha. So altogether 5 plus 4, 9. So 9 Tushtayo Abhimataha. So we have 9 Tushtis. So that same appendix 3 will show all these forms of there. So this way we have completed up to 50 with all these calculations, and now the 51 we'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamataha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.